The rain hammered the windshield like it had a personal grudge, blurring the neon sign of the last gas station I'd passed an hour ago in Chicago. My hands gripped the steering wheel so tight my knuckles ached, tears mixing with the wiper's frantic rhythm as I replayed his words. "You're too much, Alex, just too damn much," echoing louder than the storm. But when the engine sputtered and died on that empty stretch of highway outside Willow Creek, Iowa, I didn't scream or curse. I just laughed, a broken, hollow sound, because fate apparently thought my escape needed a punchline. I coasted the dying sedan to the shoulder, gravel crunching under the tires like brittle bones, and killed the lights. The dashboard clock glowed 2:17 a.m., mocking my grand plan to vanish into anonymity by dawn. Willow Creek wasn't even on most maps, a speck of a town with 2,300 souls clinging to cornfields and a single stoplight. I'd chosen it from a frantic Google search for quietest places in America, figuring a place this forgotten couldn't possibly find me, or hurt me more. Pushing open the creaky door, I stepped into the downpour, soaked in seconds, and popped the hood with numb fingers. Steam hissed up like an angry ghost, the smell of burnt rubber and regret thick in the air. My phone had 0 bars. Perfect, just perfect. No calling AAA, no Uber from nowhere, nothing but me and this rust bucket betrayal. I wiped rain from my eyes, staring at the engine's guts like it might confess its sins if I glared hard enough. Headlights pierced the dark behind me, growing brighter until a battered Ford F-150 rumbled to a stop, its high beams blinding. I shielded my face, heart pounding, not from fear, exactly, but from the raw exposure of being caught unraveling on the side of some godforsaken road. The truck's door groaned open, heavy boots hitting pavement, and a voice cut through the rain like gravel under tires. "You lost, city boy? Or just stupid?" I turned, squinting. He was a silhouette at first, broad shoulders filling out an oil-stained jacket, Stetson hat tipped low against the storm. As he stepped closer, the porch light from a distant farmhouse flickered on, casting him in hazy gold. Mid-30s, maybe, with a jaw like carved oak and eyes the color of storm clouds, gray, piercing, unreadable. A 5 o'clock shadow that looked permanent, and hands that could probably bench press my car without breaking a sweat. He didn't smile. Hell, he barely looked sympathetic. Engine blew. I managed, voice steadier than I felt. "On my way to somewhere." He snorted, peering under the hood without asking permission, flashlight beam cutting through the steam. "Somewhere. Cute. You got a name? Or should I just call you Houdini?" "Alex," I said, crossing my arms against the chill seeping into my bones. "And you?" "Jack Harlan. Local grease monkey." He poked at a hose, muttering curses that blended with the thunder. Timing belt snapped. Radiators pissed too. "You're not going anywhere tonight." "Great." Stranded with Mr. Personality. I glanced at the truck. Harlan's Auto Repair scrawled on the door in faded white letters. "You fix cars for a living?" "Here." Since I was knee-high to a wrench. He straightened, wiping his hands on a rag from his pocket, rain dripping from his hat brim. "Town's got one shop. Mine. You want to wait out the storm there, or play Tarzan in this mess?" I hesitated. The smart move was to say no, hike to the next town, find a motel. But my feet were lead, my resolve thinner than the fog rolling in from the fields. "Your shop. Fine." He nodded once, like we'd sealed a deal in blood, and jerked his thumb toward the truck. "Climb in. And don't touch the radio. It's tuned to hell." The cab smelled like leather, motor oil, and something faintly like pine soap, comforting in its unfamiliarity. Jack drove in silence, wipers thwacking a steady beat, the heater blasting warm air that thawed my fingers but not the knot in my chest. I stole glances at him, the way his knuckles whitened on the wheel during lightning flashes, the faint scar snaking from his ear into his collar. He caught me once, arched a brow. "What?" "Nothing. Just. Thanks. For stopping." "Don't thank me yet. Towing fee's $50, plus parts you'll need come morning." I winced. My savings were a joke after dumping everything into that apartment with Derek, ex-Derek, the one who decided my intensity was code for clingy. "I'll pay. Somehow." He grunted, pulling into a gravel lot lit by a single buzzing floodlight. Harlan's Auto Repair, a squat cinderblock building with bays like open mouths, tools scattered like forgotten toys. Inside, it was warmer than expected, space heaters humming, a coffee pot gurgling on a workbench cluttered with invoices and half-eaten sandwiches. He tossed me a towel from a hook. Dry off. Couch in the office is lumpy but clean. I'll crash in the back. You're staying? I asked, toweling my hair, which only made it stick up like a drowned rat. Wouldn't leave a stray in the rain. His tone was gruff, but there was a flicker, something softer in those gray eyes before he turned away. Lock the door behind me if you're scared. I wasn't scared. Not of him, anyway. But as he vanished into the shadows, leaving me with the patter of rain on tin roof and the faint scent of his cologne lingering, I wondered if Willow Creek had just handed me a new kind of trouble. Morning cracked open like a fresh weld, harsh, unyielding light slicing through the office blinds. I woke to the grind of a coffee grinder and the low rumble of classic rock on an old radio. My neck ached from the couch, but the stiffness was nothing compared to the bruise on my ego from last night. Stumbling out, I found Jack at the workbench, sleeves rolled up to reveal forearms corded with muscle and faded ink. A compass rose on one, nothing on the other. He didn't look up, just slid a chipped mug my way. Black, steaming. Sugar's in the jar. Milk's off. His voice was rougher in daylight, like he'd smoked a pack in his sleep. Or maybe it was just him. Thanks. I doctored the coffee, leaning against the counter to watch him dissect what looked like a carburetor. Precision in every twist of his wrench, like he was coaxing secrets from metal. So how bad is it? My car, I mean. He paused, wiping sweat from his brow with the back of his hand. Bad enough. Belt's toast. Radiator needs flushing. Couple hundred, easy. You sticking around Willow Creek, or hightailing it back to the big city? The question landed like a spark on dry tinder. How did he know? My plate's Illinois. The designer duffel in the back seat, probably screaming urban refugee. Not going back. Not yet. Looking for a reset. He chuckled, low and dry. Reset. Folks come here for that. Think the corn cures what ails ya. He set the tool down, finally meeting my eyes. Up close, sober he was. Disarming. Tired lines around his mouth, but a quiet strength that made the room feel smaller. Town's got a vacancy at the diner. Millie Owens runs it. Widow, tough as nails. Could use a busboy, or whatever you city types call it. I blinked. You offering me a job? We met 12 hours ago. Desperation recognizes itself. He shrugged, but his gaze lingered, assessing. Or maybe I just like the look of you not drowning. Heat crept up my neck. Not embarrassment, exactly, but something sharper. Awareness. Derek had called my eyes too expressive, like it was a flaw. Jack looked like he saw them clear through. I'll think about it. What's the catch? No catch. But Willow Creek's small. People talk. Especially about. He trailed off, gesturing vaguely at me. Jeans too fitted, hair too artfully messy. About the gay guy from Chicago? I said it light, testing, but my pulse kicked up. He didn't flinch, just held my stare, something unreadable flickering. About the outsider. Doesn't matter who you love here, long as you pull your weight. Then, softer, but yeah, they talk. The bell over the door jangled, shattering the moment. In bustled a woman in her 50s, peroxide curls and a flour-dusted apron, carrying a Tupperware of what smelled like cinnamon rolls. Jack Harlan, you ghost me again, and I'll weld your boots to the floor. Brought your favorite, extra icing, 'cause I know you're a softie under all that growl. Maud. Jack groaned, but a ghost of a smile tugged his lip. Alex, meet Maud Keller. Town busybody and best baker west of Des Moines. Maud, this is Alex. Stranded motorist. She sized me up like a prize pig at the fair, then thrust the container at me. Stranded, huh? Well, honey, you're in luck. Jack here's got a hero complex bigger than his toolbox. Eat up, builds character. I took one, the warmth seeping into my palms like a promise. Thanks. Smells amazing. As she chattered about the diner's breakfast rush and the upcoming county fair, Jack watched us, arms crossed, that grumpy facade cracking just a hair. By the time she left, whirlwind of perfume and gossip, he'd already hooked up my car to the diagnostic. Drop it at the diner later. Millie's expecting you at 8. Bossy, but not unkind. Yes, sir. I saluted, mock serious, and his laugh, short, surprised, hit me like sunlight after rain. Willow Creek unfolded slow that first day, like a hand closing around a secret. The diner squatted on Main Street, a chrome relic from the 50s with red vinyl booths and a jukebox crooning Patsy Cline. Millie Owens was a force, 60-something with a bun like steel wool and eyes that missed nothing. Harlan sent you? Figures. Boys got a nose for strays. Start with dishes, earn your keep. The work was mindless bliss, scrubbing plates while steam fogged the window, watching locals shuffle in, farmers in feed caps, kids with backpacks slung low. No one stared, not outright, but I felt the glances, the whispers when I bent to refill coffees. New blood, one murmured. City slicker. Lunch rush brought the first real test. A table of roughnecks, oil workers from the rigs outside town, held court in the corner booth, their laughter booming like thunder. I approached with the pot, smile pasted on. Refills. The biggest one, red-faced with a walrus mustache, eyed me up. Sure, pretty boy. What's your story? Run out of pavement in Chi-town. Laughter rippled. My stomach twisted. Echoes of Derek's barbs. The way he'd parade me like a trophy then tire of the shine. Something like that. Coffee. He leaned in, breath sour with onions. You one of them artsy types? Harlan's got a soft spot, you know. Don't break his heart. The table howled. Heat flooded my face, but before I could snap back, a shadow fell over us. Jack. In his work boots, flannel stretched across his chest, he loomed like a storm front. Easy, Roy. Alex here's earning an honest wage. Unlike some. Roy blanched, muttering apologies as Jack slid into the booth uninvited, nodding me toward the kitchen. Ignore him. Beer muscles. I exhaled, shaky. Thanks. Again. He shrugged, but his eyes tracked me as I retreated, protective. Curious? Millie bumped my shoulder later, smirking. Harlan don't play night for just anyone. Watch yourself, kid. By shift's end, my feet throbbed, but the ache felt earned, grounding. Jack towed my car to the shop as promised, texting me the damage, $4.50, payable in installments if needed. Crash at the motel on Elm. Cheaper than my couch twice. The Pine Rest Motel was a neon-lit time capsule. Sagging beds, floral wallpaper peeling like old skin, but the clerk, a wiry queer kid named Theo with blue-streaked hair and a pride pin on his lanyard, grinned like we'd bonded instantly. First night half off for cute wanderers. Room 7's got the best view of the water tower. Theo became my first ally that night, over vending machine sodas on the rickety porch. 22, trans non-binary. They'd fled Omaha after a family blow-up. Dad called me an abomination. Mom baked pies like it fixed everything. Willow Creek, they said, was a mixed bag. Progressive pockets hidden in conservative corn, folks who'd march in Des Moines but clutch pearls at home. Jack? He's complicated. Grew up here, lost his brother to the war. Doesn't let many close. But you? He mentioned you twice today. That's code for interested. I laughed it off, but the seed planted. Back in my room, I scrolled old texts from Derek, apologies that rang hollow now, then deleted the thread. Sleep came fitful, dreams tangled with gray eyes and the rumble of engines. Week 1 blurred into routine. Dawn shifts at the diner, evenings at the shop where Jack let me help with odd jobs, holding flashlights, fetching parts, his grunts of approval warmer than words. Willow Creek revealed layers. Friday night bonfires where locals swapped stories under star-pricked skies, the library's queer book club tucked in the basement, Theo's domain, and the undercurrent of judgment, gossip about that new waiter suite on Harlan. Sideways looks when I lingered too long at the counter. The misunderstanding hit on a Tuesday, rain-soft day. I'd been sketching in my notebook during break, rough lines of the garage, Jack's profile etched in pencil, when Roy and his crew rolled in early. One snatched it from the table, flipping pages with guffaws. Look at this. Artist boy drawing his crush. Harlan's gonna love being your muse. Panic clawed my throat. I lunged, but too late. Ink smears on greasy fingers. Give it back. Millie swooped in, snatching it like a hawk. Out. All of you. Pay up and get. They slunk away, but the damage lingered. By closing, the story had metastasized. I was stalking Jack, a crazy ex-type from the city. When I slunk to the shop that evening, head down, he was under a Chevy, legs sticking out like surrendered flags. Roy's full of shit, he called, voice muffled. Heard the tale? You okay? I slid down the wall, knees to chest. Not my first rodeo. X used to parade my quirks for laughs. Feels familiar. The creeper rolled him out, grease-smeared and serious. He sat beside me, close enough our shoulders brushed. Electric, unintended. Town's got its idiots. Doesn't make you less. A beat. Show me the sketch? Hesitant, I passed the notebook. His fingers brushed mine. Linger? Accident. And he studied it, brow furrowed. Damn, you see that in me. Truth's in the details, I whispered. He closed it gently, handed it back. Stay for dinner? Got chili on the stove. Beats, vending machines. It was the first crack in his armor. Vulnerability wrapped in practicality. We ate on his back porch, overlooking a yard wild with fireflies, bowls steaming in the cooling air. He talked haltingly. Brother gone in Afghanistan. Folks long buried. The shop his anchor. Keeps me honest. Fixes what's broke. And people. I ventured, heart hammering. He looked away, toward the horizon. Most things can't be fixed. Best to steer clear. The words hung, heavy with ghosts. I wanted to push, to say I knew that ache, the way love could gut you clean. But instead, I nodded, letting the crickets fill the silence. That night, in my motel bed, his scent clung to my shirt, a quiet invasion. Friendships bloomed uneven in Willow Creek soil. Theo dragged me to the book club, a ragtag circle of 5. Elderly librarian Evelyn, who quoted Auden like scripture, burly farmer Ben, closeted but kind, and Lena, a bi mom with twin boys and stories of church fights won. We dissected Giovanni's room, voices low in the fluorescent hum, and for the first time since Chicago, I felt seen, not pitted, not exoticized. Jack's avoiding you, Theo murmured post-meeting as we split a pie at the diner. Heard from Maud. He's working doubles, dodging Main Street. My gut twisted. Because of the sketch? Or me? Theo shrugged, eyes sympathetic. Harlan's like a welded seam. Strong, but once cracked, who knows? Give him space. But don't ghost. You're good for this place. The conflict escalated at the county fair. Willow Creek's heartbeat. 3 days of fried everything and Ferris wheel lights painting the night electric. I'd volunteered at the booth, slinging cotton candy to sticky-fingered kids, when Roy cornered me behind the hay bales. Heard you're sniffing around Harlan. Bad idea, Fairy. He ain't like you. Straight as the Platte. The slur landed like a slap, but worse was the doubt it stirred. Jack's casual touches, the dinners, flirtation, or pity. Mind your business, I spat, shoving past. But Roy wasn't done. That night, as fireworks boomed overhead, he cornered Jack at the beer tent, voices rising over the crowd. I caught fragments, city pansy. Don't need your charity. Before Jack's fist clenched, white-knuckled. Walk away, Roy, or I'll make you. The punch didn't land. Sheriff broke it up, but the fallout rippled. By morning, half the town buzzed. Fight over that waiter, Harlan defending his pet project. I holed up at the motel, phone silent, until Theo banged on the door with takeout and tough love. Run now, and Derek wins. Stay, and fight, for you. Jack showed at dusk, bruised knuckles and a six-pack, sitting on the motel's sagging steps. Roy's an ass. Doesn't speak for me. But what does? I demanded, voice cracking. Am I a project? A stray? He set the beer down, deliberate. At first, maybe. Now. He rubbed his neck, vulnerable. Now you're under my skin, Alex. Like a bad weld I can't ignore. The admission hung, raw. I leaned in, forehead to his, testing. He didn't pull away. Then show me. No more grumbling. His hand cupped my jaw, thumb rough against my stubble. Deal. The kiss was inevitable, sparked slow under the motel's buzzing sign. Tentative, then fierce, tasting of beer and relief. Willow Creek watched from shadows, but in that moment, it was just us. 2 broken engines finding rhythm. But destiny's no straight road. The high crashed midweek when Derek's email hit. Miss you. Come home. It was a mistake. Attached, a photo. Him with a new guy. Arms slung casual. Taunt or regret. My hands shook, deleting it, but the poison seeped. Jack noticed at dinner. His place now. A cozy cabin behind the shop with exposed beams and a fireplace crackling. You went quiet. What's eating you? I spilled it over reheated lasagna, words tumbling. The breakup's brutality, Derek's gaslighting, the fear I'd dragged that mess here. Jack listened, silent, then pulled me close on the worn couch. He doesn't get to define you. Not anymore. His arms were anchor, steady. But doubt whispered, was this real or rebound in flannel? The prejudice peaked at church picnic, town's polite facade cracking under potato salad and suspicion. Pastor Hale, a silver-haired bulldog, cornered us by the grill. Harlan, son, you're better than slum men with transients. That boy's trouble spreads like kudzu. Jack's jaw tightened. With all due, Pastor, my heart's my own. Alex stays. The words echoed, public claim. But later, as we walked the fairground's edge, Evelyn pulled me aside. Jack's folks were Hale's flock, hard line. Coming out here? It's war. Surprise twisted. Jack out? In Willow Creek. Theo confirmed it later. Quietly gay, post-brother's death, a grief-fueled coming out that split families. He hides it well. Thinks love's a liability. The realization hit like torque, his gruffness a shield. My own walls crumbled that night. Confessions by firelight. Fears of abandonment. The therapy I'd skipped. Jack shared his scars. Brothers' letters. The shop's near loss. Lovers who'd fled small-town stares. You make me want to fight it, he admitted, voice gravel soft. Climax brewed in storm clouds, literal and not. Derek arrived unannounced, silver Prius gleaming like accusation on Main Street. Alex, we need to talk. Charming as ever, all smiles and city polish, cornering me at the diner. Jack walked in mid-plea. I was wrong, babe. This place, it's a phase. And the air thickened. Derek sneered. Who's the hillbilly? Your downgrade. Jack's eyes flashed. The man who sees him. Get out. Fists clenched, but I stepped between. Derek, it's over. Go. He left spitting venom. You'll crawl back. But the damage was internal. That night, paranoia gripped. Was Jack staying out of spite? Pity? Confrontation exploded at the shop, tools clattering as I unloaded. Tell me this isn't revenge. That I'm not your fix like the cars. He dropped the wrench, stepping close. Too close, breath mingling. Damn it. Alex, you're not a project. You're. He faltered, then fierce. You're the reason I wake up steady. The one who makes this town feel like home. Tears stung. Prove it. No more hiding. He did. In the county meeting, standing with Theo's petition for a pride flag on City Hall. Whispers rose, but Jack's voice cut clear. Willow Creek's stronger together. Love's no exception. The backlash came swift. Boycotts at the shop, Roy's crew picketing. But allies rallied. Maud's pies, Millie's shifts covered, Ben's quiet deliveries. In the eye, Jack and I fortified. Nights mapping futures over diner coffee. Dreams of expanding the shop, traveling coasts. Resolution bloomed autumnal. Leaves carpeting streets like confetti. Derek's final text, blocked, faded irrelevance. At the harvest dance, under strung lights, Jack pulled me to the floor, two-step clumsy but earnest. Destiny's what we build, he murmured, hand warm at my waist. I smiled whole. Then let's weld it solid. Willow Creek wasn't escape, it was arrival. Heartbreak's echo quieted, replaced by engine hums and laughter shared. In the rust and repair, we'd found our spark, unbreakable, ours.